renewed, and ready to gist. So we are ready to gist with different care this afternoon. Anyway, I'm sure some of you must have seen our flyers, you must have seen what we're talking about today. We'll be talking about single parenting. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. We did not say single mothers. We did not say single fathers. We are talking about single parenting. Because the truth of the matter is we have women that are single parents, we have men that are single parents. So this is not just about women coming out to bash men, no. We are talking about single parenting, both ways. It goes both ways, both men and women. Okay? So I think we should just put that out there straight up. This is not to bash deadbeat fathers like they used to say. This is single parent talk. It goes both ways. Okay? So anyway, you know there is a saying that said, papa babies, mama babies. That most of the time the women don't have any choice to say that's not my child. But a man most times will come out and say that is not my child. Which is why I think they coined that word of papa baby, mama's babies. Mamas most time can't deny their own children. So even though it weighs in more on the men's side of not being single parents, we know like 70% of single parents are women, but we still have men that are single parents. We still have men that are papa's babies and not papa's babies. Okay? So we'll be gisting about this with different care. Funke is actually, she's been very vocal about single parenting. She's been very honest about her struggle, about her journey, how she came to be a single mother. She has actually been on the show one time to tell us a story why she is a single parent. So most of the time, single parent is not our will, is not our doing, it's not because that the person involved wants to be a single parent. It's not that there are circumstances that are beyond their control. There are circumstances that they really cannot do anything about. And so they found themselves being single parents, being a single mother or a single father. I'm just going to read out a very short bio of Defunke, like I said. Defunke is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to sensitization and justice against rapists, abusers, and domestic violence offenders. She is a humanitarian, philanthropist, and a lover of children. She is the CEO of the Food Sense Shop. She is the founder of Black Diamond Support Foundation, a non-profit organization that supports and empowers women, especially widows and single mothers. She also manages shelters that becomes a place of refuge for abused women and children. She is well known in the slum, giving hope, medical assistance, well-being, and educational support to indigents across the country. She speaks against domestic violence, she speaks against rape, she speaks against child abuse and molestation. She is passionate to see both children and adults live their potentials to the minimum capacity. Her popularity saw high with her annual outreach tagged Project 5000, which is bringing 5,000 indigent children together across the slums for Christmas party, free medicals, free back-to-school packs, and free feedings and clothing. She holds a bachelor degree in guidance and counseling from University of Adó-Ekiti and a Master's of Arts in International Relations and Strategic Studies from Benue State University, Makurdi. She also is an associate member of the National Institute of Public Relations, working with an oil and gas firm in Lagos, Nigeria. She is a mother of 2 beautiful children. Welcome to the show, Defunke. Hello, Defunke, can you hear me?
It's Odun. It's been a while. Yes, I can hear you.
All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sis Odun. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Nice coming to the show again.
Yes, Defunke is not a newbie on Real Talk. I think this is your third appearance, if
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
this is the third time she's coming on
Yeah, I
the
think
show.
this is the third. This is the third.
Yeah.
This is the third
Yeah.
time.
Thank you for always coming. Whenever we call on you, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So during the introduction, I was talking about this coinage that they use often, when they are doing paternity issue or when there's a paternity case, there's this coinage that they use that they said, papa's maybe, mama's babies. That's to say, most of the times, mothers don't have a choice to deny their own children. Most of the time, a mother can come out and say, no, I'm not taking care of that child. We are not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen, but it's very rare for you to see a woman come out to say, that is not my child. But most of the time, we can see men come out to say, I'm disputing the paternity of this child. I'm not sure I'm the father of this child. And so, which is why this coinage goes along with paternity issue whenever they have paternity issue. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you is, was there ever a time you felt like you did something to make you a single parent?
Oh, those were the period of. Thank you for that question. But before I even answer the question, we are having a surge right now in which. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're having a surge at which where women are rejecting babies right now, where they
Mm-hmm.
just want to have the baby and they will just say we don't want this baby. You can have the baby. You can take them to orphanage homes. We just don't want the baby. So the surge of women rejecting their own children right now is on the rise. But that does not mean they are not taking responsibility of it coming out of them biologically, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have anything to do with the child. The same thing where we talk about single parents, single mothers, single fathers. So it is not about being biologically responsible for a child, but are you ready to be responsible parentally for that child, being there for the child in the growing up years? So that said, yeah, during my early stage in single parenting, I was blaming myself. I
Mm.
was blaming me not being ready, not taking my time in knowing the person that I want to get pregnant for. I was blaming myself. And it goes that way because of the environment I found myself. And I have really talked to people now that your environment actually helps you to feel stigmatized. So when you move away from the environment that are all morally churchy wokeness, it helps you to understand that what you're going through is a normal thing. You don't need to blame yourself. But so yeah, the early year, let me say the first 2 years of my single parenting, I blamed myself. And that was the period I was depressed, I was suicidal, I was going through a lot of emotional craziness. I was shouting, I was screaming, coupled with the fact that I had no help like that with the babies. I'm talking about twins here.
Yeah.
Twins. So you can imagine there are days I will just look at my baby and I'll be like, oh mom, we are not going to have our bath today. I'll just pop in powder on them because there's so much in my head.
Mm.
Breastfeeding them, hardly crying babies, nobody to even say, oh, you well done. Not even
Mm-hmm.
a single moral support.
Mm-hmm.
People trying to benefit where they don't reap from because you want them to help out and they are being entitled. So I just feel, oh, even at over 30, I should have waited a little bit before having the twins. But with time, moving with the right circle, changing my community, changing my environment, I was able to deal with that judging part to
Mm-hmm.
become healed and moving on.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Because I know that a lot of time there's this blame that goes around, that goes about with you being a single parent. You want to ask yourself if you were the one that did something wrong. Like you said, you were actually thinking you were not prepared or you were not ready or you shouldn't have done it or whatever. It's normal. It's normal because at times when you even slip and fall, you might just tell yourself that why did you take that place? You shouldn't have taken that place. So it's normal for you to feel
Exactly.
this, yeah, to feel this guilt at times that you did something wrong. But like Defunke said, there are at times that some things just happen and it is not your fault. It is not your fault. I need to re-emphasize this because I had a conversation with someone during the week and she kept lamenting and lamenting and lamenting about herself. And I understand it's normal for you to feel that way, but it is not your fault. It is just what it is. So let's just go on to the stigmatization. You said something about the environment where you grew up in. You said that because they were so upright or so churchy, and then they feel at times that you shouldn't have done some things. So let me ask you, well, was there ever a time you felt stigmatized?
Wow, yes, 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 yes. I felt stigmatized. Like, wow, is there any worse word than
Wow.
stigmatization? And the funny thing is this, stigmatization is what we have to live in. But do we need to accept it? Because even till date, a part of my family are still stigmatizing me.
Oh wow.
But do we need to accept it as us? I think accepting that stigmatization is left to us. Number one, I don't go into the cycle. I feel they will stigmatize me.
Mm,
But I was judged, I was questioned, I was called the rebel, I was called devilish, I was called names
mm.
by people that are supposed to have given me support.
Support.
All because I took a bold decision not to abort two wonderful babies. It was left
Mm,
for me to say, I
mm,
was old enough, I was working when I got pregnant.
mm.
But I could have taken a decision, I don't want to keep the babies.
Yeah.
But I just look
Yeah.
at myself, am I stupid?
Yeah.
Am I stupid? I remember that was one of the discussion I had with your father, that if I should keep the babies, it is my responsibility. If I should abort it is my responsibility. I should be white.
So
And I said, wow,
either way, it's your fault.
it, it's my fault. You understand?
Yeah.
So I was like, why should I? So when I got pregnant, my family, the churches, the moral, oh, you out of wedlock. Oh shit, got pregnant out of wedlock. Do this, do that. They tell the children not to come to my house. If
Mm,
I call some, they won't pick the calls. Some of my friends, so confident, started avoiding me. They don't want to have anything to do with me. They don't want people to know me with them because they still have the flat stomach. I was coming with a bulging stomach. It was very terrible. It was. I was stigmatized, and I am still stigmatized. The only
yeah.
difference
Wow.
is my stigmatization of my pregnancy and my early years. I allowed it to get to me.
Mm,
But now I don't even get close to the people I sense are
mm,
full of judgment. I don't even get close to them. So there is no way they can stigmatize me. It's just going to be in their head. But because I was looking for acceptance in my
yeah.
early years, I want
Yeah.
people to understand why I took my decision. So maybe that was why I got affected by their stigmatization. But now I don't think it can move me any longer. Yes, I was.
Mm,
But I walked
yes.
through it and I'm a better person. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So one thing I took out from all you just said is you need to be deliberate about protecting your mental health. That's just the
Yeah.
truth. You have to be deliberate about protecting your mental health. If you think that a certain set of people can put an extra pressure on you or make you doubt your sanity,
Avoid.
start questioning your sanity, yes, just avoid them. Just keep them at arm's length. It doesn't mean they are bad people. Actually, that's what I've come
Yeah, I
to
mean,
realize. Yeah, it just means they cannot come to terms with the circumstances of life. Like I always tell people, life is different to everybody. That's just the truth. We see life with different lenses,
we
from
walk our
different
journey
lenses.
separately.
Yes, we see
Yeah.
life from different lenses. So if something is going to affect your mental health, or that you start doubting yourself, you start questioning yourself, just do away with it, and it doesn't make you a bad person.
Yes.
So therefore, let's talk about the challenges you faced as a single parent. Can you just give us a few examples of the challenges you faced and how you've been able to navigate them? What solutions did you get? How were you able
Okay.
to walk through them?
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit into history. When I got pregnant, the only person that gave me full support was my mom.
Mm.
And she gave me massive support. And 3 months to having the children, she died. So that was my first challenge. Having the only support system dying
Taken away from
in
you.
front,
Yeah.
taken away from you,
Yeah.
everybody judges, they even bash her, insulted her with me, and she was still coming for that. Okay, I'll walk this journey with you, and she died. That was the major first challenge, losing my mother. Yeah. Then after that, I did not understand what motherhood is all about. I do not understand. From breastfeeding to taking care of myself, I do not understand bit of what motherhood is all about. I learned on the job, and I still tell my twins today that we are both learning. The three of us are on a
Mm-hmm.
journey. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
make some mistakes. You're gonna make some mistakes. Let us just grow together. I've never for you, I've never had the children before. So we are all learning on the
Learning.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
The third challenge was finances. Why was that? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's breaking.
I can hear you, Defuke. Can you hear me?
Hello? Okay. The third challenges was finances because I thought I had it all wrapped up. I thought I had it all planned out. So that's why when I tell people, Pariwo,
I can hear you, Defuke. I think it's from your end.
can you still hear me?
Yes,
Okay, and it's clear.
very clear.
Okay. So I thought I had it all wrapped up, my salary, everything. I thought it was all wrapped up. It was a different ball game entirely. Yeah, it was a different ball game entirely. You don't know how this children is gonna pull. You don't know how they're going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have actually calculated 7 pampers a day, they might end up using 14 pampers a day. If you have calculated 1 tin of milk, they might actually use 3 tins of milk in 3 days. So that was crazy on my finances, and also hiring people to help out. Then what did I do about each of them? Let me start so that we can be able to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just realized that I need to heal from my mother's death. For mother would have said it.
Yeah.
For finances, I
Yeah.
went into several means of income. I went into several ones, from washing houses to selling clothes to try to do curtains, bed sheet, every type of income aside from a salary. I went through it. The number four, the fact that you don't have time to go into a relationship. I
Yeah.
wonder how
Yeah.
single mothers of little children manage themselves with having boyfriend, or manage themselves having girlfriend. I really wonder. Maybe I'm the kind of woman that gives my all into something, no, but I just wonder how. Because even the 24 hours is not enough to combine job, businesses,
Okay.
motherhood, everything
Okay,
together.
Defunke,
So in
Defunke, sorry,
yeah.
I need to cut in. I think we need to take a break because I think something is going on. We can't. They cannot see us online. We can't see. I cannot see us
Okay.
online. So let's just take a break and then we'll come back. Let's take a break to figure out what's going on.
All right.
All right. Can we go offline, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we just came back online. We were not online today, Uncle Josh.
I'm actually watching on your platform.
Okay, because on the laptop, I mean, we talk to Odun or go on live.
Yes,
Then on my phone, I just joined and it just came on. It just came on now. Go to the law.
Won't go that carry no sense straight shot,
but like me now, that I want to join with my old account. We'll talk to Odun, but I can't see it. Show you what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but I'm.
Yeah, I can't see it. Definitely, can you hear me?
No, what is shut down with audio? Tell her I can go back, then I will.
I hope she's not using her phone. Hello, Defunke? Hello? Because I'm not seeing it as like if other people want to see, I'm not sure they can join, they can see it because I can't see it.
Yeah, I'm not sure because on Instagram gone like I was there follow and there.
Yeah.
Then only real talk. Then you can go comment see that Tony Brilliant submitting to not submitting to
Brilliant submission about stigmatization. Yeah, I saw that one. Then after that, hello, Defunke. Hello. Oh shit! I think the our network has started. I just hope we are able to get her back. Because even Ewa won't continue in some more. Ewa, Richard, come. Bring your phone.
people have no Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Instagram. I actually have Instagram.
Cherry, gbogbo àwọn tó wà live rẹ̀.
Actually, very soon.
Actually, gbogbo àwọn tó wà live rẹ̀. So I can watch as actually, but I'm not seeing real talk.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you have to help. I'm watching it.
That's why I'm Chrome back padà. Because even the video tí mo rí kó tó di kó kúrò was just me. Why come me? I can't see it.
Because XT Queen, DB Ogunshola, and
Let's go back. I just don't want there to be a comment that I don't see an address.
yeah, okay.
Because I still can't see it.
I don't know why tension. Only phone call. Oh, okay.
No, the phone no ni mo ti fi try. The phone mo lo.
Go baba yín máa ń ṣe máa ń log in lórí Instagram yẹn máa ń lo YouTube àti Facebook lórí computer to make sure it's going good.
I don't know what's going on.
Where's your mom's tablet?
If there's another angle tí mo lè fi checking. Because even kó tó lọ, it was like static. Ibi tó wà tá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ó wà. I don't know.
It could be your device, yeah. I'm not sure because you mean what?
I tried pẹ̀lú Tishala. Even the Facebook, I didn't see the one of Facebook. That's why I decided to just stay on. Okay, I share it to Facebook. Let me see.
It's not bad yet.
Yeah, so I like to add the backgrounds, the old one. Hello.
Hello?
Father, it's life lesson.
She's not back yet.
Oh, did she leave?
Yeah, she on the phone tó ń lò lẹ́pẹ́.
Oh wow.
Hello?
Yeah, Defunke.
Mumbo, I'm coming back now.
Okay.
Hold on.
Alright. So what's going on? Why am I not seeing?
Ṣé ẹ rí comment ẹ tó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ comment lórí Instagram yẹn?
Mi ò mà rí nǹkan kan mọ́, ó ti lọ. Richard, come and unlock this thing, please.
6261. Yeah, that's what I said.
That's strange.
Any contact on video icon 2 times.
Defunke, can you hear me?
I
I don't think she can hear me.
Yeah, because what's in me is audio. Okay, yeah, we're good now. Okay, Chet, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You are live.
Welcome back, guys. So sorry about that. We had to go sort out some technical thing because anyway, let's just move on. So Defunke, can you hear me? Hello, Defunke. Hello, Defunke.
I don't know.
Tẹ̀wọ̀n padà lé mi tọ̀dọ̀ wọn ní wá jẹ́ àpapọ̀. Hello, sis.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you. Ṣé iná lè sọ?
Yeah, I'm okay. So let's go back. All right, sorry guys.
Okay. Sorry guys.
We had to go sort out some issues
We have to go follow
with our transmitting, but we are back now. So Defunke, you were talking about the challenges you went through and the things you did that in the way of solution to those challenges. So do you want to go on?
Yeah. Um, yeah. I talk about my late mom, how I was able to stop grieving and pour the love to my children. I spoke about not understanding what parenting was all about and how I took it one day at a time because I even did exclusive for the twins for 3 months.
Don't forget, can you tap
I also talk
on your
about my
video icon
finances.
twice? Can you please tap on your video icon twice?
Okay. Yes, I've done. Okay. So I I also spoke about my finances. I thought I had it all sorted with
Plan
my
out.
job and all of that, but with the death of my mom and the demands that comes with parenting twins, I realized my salary was nowhere because if you had a mind of, oh, the children is going to use 7 pampers, 8 pampers, they are 8 diapers, they will end up using 12, 13. You cannot control these things. They are natural things. And I also spoke about sacrificing my emotional needs for
Yeah.
the upkeep of my children, which is I don't have time to go on dates or go. I don't even have that time because that time I'll be thinking of they are saying hello, what's up. I'm already thinking of what I can do with money and all of that. So those are the challenges I really face, and of course, like I said, stigmatization, church, and all of that. But I was able to overcome most of them, and till now, yes, we are good.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. So, you said something about you being worried about the financial aspect, and then I think we really need to emphasize on the. I can hear myself.
It's okay. I can hear you.
Okay. So, let's talk about this the aspect of you not being able to actually have like a relationship, like to go on dates and to put yourself out there because emotionally you were not in the right place. So somehow you were depriving yourself of emotional fulfillment. Is that correct? Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay. So, how did you think that? Do you think that impacted the kids in any way? Did that have any effect on the kids, or did they even know? Were they even aware of the fact that mommy is not emotionally satisfied? Like, was there an impact of this on your kids, on the kids?
No, 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 no. I think I was able to, I was and I am able to manage that very well because one thing I always tell people is these children did not ask to come to this world. These children did not ask to be brought to this world. So you can't bring your anger, your pain, and rub it up on them. It's going to be extremely wrong. None of my children knows my challenges. I try to mask very well, and I try to grow it, except if I want to mention one or two for them to understand everything is not bed of roses. Mommy is sacrificing stuff for you guys. But I'll be a bad parent if I pour my anger or my lack on my children. I don't think that is going to be good enough. I never did any of that, and it never affected them. It never did.
Okay. All right. So that's a good thing. Since they don't know what you're going through, somehow they can't relate. But let's talk about the fact that the fact that you're a single parent. How is that coming across to them? Is that affecting them in any way? Like they go to school and they see children, they see friends that have both parents, But then, in their own case, they have just one parent who is ready to do anything for them. Do you think that has any impact on them, or how are you navigating the waters? How are you navigating the facts that you have to tell them? You know, children are funny. They can come home and say, okay, well, my friend's dad came to school. They can ask questions like, what happened to my dad? What happened to my mom? How have you been able to navigate that waters, that aspect of it?
Uh, the first thing I learned in my journey was to ensure that I have children that are emotionally strong,
Mm,
because I know the outside world there can be very, very brutal. So what we do is that almost every day, I make sure they understand who they are. Their identity is the fact that you are a product of a single parent.
mm,
And that does not make you different from all other children. And I want to thank God that out of over 20 children in this last year, my son got the overall best child in the school, academically and morally.
oh
And
wow.
I explained to him when we got back home that, do you see that you are not different from the fact that you are from two parents? And another thing is, because I was a responsible single parent, it
Mm,
also helped my children. So they see me like, mom is doing what all other parents who are doing. There is no difference. And they are
mm,
very, very proud of me.
mm.
So if everybody is talking about, oh, my daddy this, my daddy that, my son, my daughter is ready to tell them how fantastic
My
their mother is
mommy,
as
my
well.
mommy, yeah, yeah,
So because,
yeah.
yes, my mommy is, and even if peradventure they ask them, what about your father? Oh, we don't have a father. It's a natural thing for my children to say. They don't
Oh
even
wow,
look down on themselves or feel
wow.
bad. They are so bold about it. And we talked about it. So what I always tell single parents is this: ensure your children know who they are. Let them know the identity. They should be proud of the fact that you are doing it alone. What two people supposed to do, you are doing it alone. It is a laurel for you. It is an achievement for you. You don't need to be ashamed of this. You don't need your children to feel second-hand citizen because
Mm,
you are a single parent. So we
mm.
discussed that, and over the time, over the years, my children has grown to understand and love this identity that I am
Oh
a
wow,
son of a single mom.
oh
So
wow.
that's just it.
Oh wow, thank you so much. So basically, you need to build them up. Build them up. Let them know their
Yes, you need to build them
identity.
up.
Yeah. Build them. You need to build
Yes,
them up. It's
yes,
actually a
exactly.
struggle. I know it's not easy to do. We have different kind of children. There are some children that just take whatever you give them, but there are some children that are so inquisitive that they keep asking questions, or they keep acting out because they are not getting answers to their questions. So I think it's important you build them up. It's important to let them own their identity as a person, as an individual, and then let them take
Mhm.
pride in you
And
being a
another,
single parent.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, another thing is, ensure you create time for your children. That's why I said I don't understand how people juggle all these things, going parties, everything. As a single mom, it is a sacrifice of your time.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to have time for these children. It is when you have time for these children tells you their struggles. Learn to spend vacations, learn to spend time, learn to always be with them. So that they can have a bond of love, to really understand that, oh my God, it is fantastic having mom alone, it is fantastic having dad alone. Now when they are now older, maybe 15, 16, you can now tell them, even though I am a single parent, there is still joy for you to have two parents together. So don't think it is a way of life.
It's
But for
normal.
the time being, I think they should just be able to understand that there is nothing wrong in being a daughter, a son of a single dad, of a single mom.
Mm. Oh wow. All right. Thank you so much for that. So we know it's not easy. Like I used to tell people, We don't sit down here and give you solutions or give you answers to all your questions. We don't do that. All we can do is to share our own experiences with you and hope you take a thing or two from that. I know some people will be like, yeah, it's easier said than done, but we just tell you what we know, what we've done that worked for us. It might work for you, it might not work for you, but we are just going to share it with you. Okay, I think I need to put that out there. So let's talk about child support. I know that back home in Nigeria, it's not enforced. Even though a lot of people run away from the fact that I'm not going to go take this person to court so that they can be responsible for their children. But here in the US, it's actually a thing. They can take you to court and then you are mandated to take care of your child. So I want us to talk about child support. How have you been struggling with? I know you mentioned it briefly about the financial aspect of it, but is there any law in place that can make sure someone is responsible for their child?
Thank you, Sister Du. In Nigeria, we have the laws in place. The laws are awesome for the women, for the children. Awesome laws, awesome laws. But the impunity in the country will not make me advise anybody to run after an irresponsible parent to take responsibility. It
Oh,
is
wow.
emotionally draining.
Draining.
It is emotionally draining. Going from the police, going to the court, going through, and at the end of the day, they can tell the man to be giving you 2,500 naira per month,
Wow.
or they should tell the five. It's crazy. So I always tell people, why do we need to run after an adult to take
To take
responsibility
it,
in a
yeah.
country that to take responsibility in a country that is full of impunity, is full of corruption, but it is not advisable. So I always tell single moms or fathers, I say, see that man as dead. Put your mind like this man does not live. If this man does not live or this man does not live, won't you take care of this child? You will. So the laws are there, very wonderful in the papers, but enforcement and ensuring speedy judgment is an Herculean task in Nigeria. You can go on responsibilities custody or support for 3 years in Nigeria. So what are we talking about? There is a case that we're handling on child support. The case is over 2 years on the court now. The child in question is already 9 years old.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, what are we going to get? So it does not really make sense. But the laws are there. But getting the laws work for us is something that
Is
is
the
very
problem.
difficult.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So, is there any way out? Is there a way for you as a man or as a woman? I know most of the time men would not run after any woman to come pay child support. It really doesn't happen. So, for the issue of child support, I know most of the time it's just for the male, for the men. So, is there any way out of you getting support from the father of your child? I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm not singling you out. I'm just saying generally, is there a way for you as a woman to make your ex or whoever it is responsible for their children?
I'm very, very bold to say about me. So let me just use me as an example. For me, I wanted him to be part of their life. Oh, I really wanted. But it resulted in PE. I have come here to talk about my domestic
Yeah.
violence struggles with him.
Yeah.
So it depends on whom you're dealing with. If
Dealing
the
with.
person is sensible, then you can actually use the mediation and arbitration method to bring him on table to be able to discuss on how the child is going to get support. Now, it is not ordinary even money. Children also need the emotional, moral support from
Yes.
the other
Yes.
side.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not all about, so they also need, but if it's not forthcoming, there's nothing you can do. But if you have somebody that it is just condition or some personal differences, and the person is not abusive or manipulative or violent, then you can actually go through the mediation or the elders forum. Let them bring both of you together, let them talk. I have handled a lot of that and it is working fantastically well. Even to holidays, we plan the holidays and tell them that okay, let the children be with the mother during school term, during the holidays, let them come over to you, plan your vacations together, do this. Not because both of you have to come back together, but for the overall
For the
well-being of that child.
emotional balance
Both
of
of
the
you
child,
have
actually.
of the child, yes. So both of you have to come together in agreement to ensure the child is holistically whole in every aspect of his or her life. But when you now get to the extreme, you need to take a decision to run so that at least your children can still have you alive to be
Yeah.
responsible for them, rather than you
Yeah.
dying and they are left with a responsible partner. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Defunke. Thank you. So there's one thing I want us to talk about. You said something about not having time for any emotional connection. So I want to ask you, is there pressure from anywhere? Like, are they telling you to go remarry? Or you need to go settle down with someone else? Is that pressure there? Are you experiencing that pressure?
Yes, 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 yes. From my father to my godmother to my friends. Yes, and the truth of the matter is, I used to hate anybody that tells me that in the last 7 years. But right now, when the children are also on their own now and facing their phone, I'm like, oh, so these children that I'm sacrificing for, they are now living their own, they are now having their
Yeah.
own formation of
Yeah.
themselves. So you just
Yeah.
start wondering, okay, I think it is high time I can actually go into a relationship now. But before now, nobody tells me that I don't hate. I feel like, how do I juggle having qualitative time with another person, with my children, with my business, with my work, with my philanthropic work? I will just die. But now that the children are a little bit older and they have their own lives to live, they have their own time pace, yes, it's better off if I'm being told now. And yeah, the pressure is very much from people that loves me, and it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so any luck? Since now you're back in the market, any luck?
Uh, we will save that in our WhatsApp chat. Let's
Okay.
leave that for now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So for every single mother out there, you just add the funke. I know you can be just not even single mothers. At times you're just so abused and so battered that you're just like you're closing yourself off. Being emotionally entangled with another person based on your past experience or the abuse or whatever. But there's still hope. Like I tell people, God never intended for us to be alone. That's just the truth. He likes fellowship, he likes companionship. And so it's a core part of us as humans to have companionship. So I'm just saying, don't lock yourself up totally. Just open the door a bit, okay? All right, so definitely, let me put you on the spot for the last time before we go. Um, Personally, for you as a single parent, what do you think is your biggest struggle? What do you struggle with, even till now, as a single parent?
Okay. Aside from fear of the unknown, fear of the unknown is the fact that you're not sure if you're doing it right
Mm,
alone. Like you're not sure. That's my biggest emotional struggle right now. And handling children that are preteens,
mm,
oh my God, is another different ball game entirely.
mm,
But like I said, me and my children, we have alone ourselves to discuss even my own fears with them.
Mm.
I cry to them. I tell them how I'm struggling with parenting them and how I want us to do better, and we all talk it out. Aside from that, and the emotional aspect of the financial aspect, they are now in secondary school. Oh boy, it is another ball game
Wow.
entirely. I think I would just put it out there that every single parent should take it one step at a time, even for the emotional aspect. Don't it is not always in the round hole in the round peg. No, it's not
Mm-hmm.
always like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you might think you have it figured out. We're talking about human beings that have their own mindset. They
Yeah.
can wake up tomorrow morning and ball on you and just be wondering, where have I gone wrong? So it is always one day at a time philosophy that
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
have used in the last 10 years that I'm still using up to now. Then the finances keeps coming because I still have the phobia of staying alone because of
Mm.
my DV. So because of that, I have adults staying with me and handling everyone around me. It
Oh
can be
wow.
another ball game entirely because of my
Mm-hmm.
children and all of that. But most majorly, as at now, it is majorly of emotional fear of the unknown. If I'm
Wow.
actually parenting them in a proper
Right.
way and in a way that their future is secured. Yes,
Mm.
that's the major
Oh,
one.
wow. All right, thank you. So there's something that came to my mind when you were talking about the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown, does it include the fact that after all is said and done, after all the struggles, all the sacrifices, their father can just come out when they are like 20 something? I want to not be a father. Is that part of the fear of the unknown?
Um, I don't think so because I felt that I have gone to a stage with my children to be able to handle that part. I've told them severally, if you have to forgive your father, I told them every time. I don't want my children to grow with a bitterness. It's going to
Mm,
affect their future. So
mm,
I have make sure I've detoxified that bitterness in them.
mm,
So that is not even part of it. So if it comes in the future, I think my children are matured enough to place
to
him where he
handle
ought to
it.
belong
Oh
without
wow.
any bitterness.
Mm,
I just don't want my children to be bitter or to hate anybody. It
mm,
has happened. That is the way my life has destined it to happen. But that does not change the fact that they should live a free life of bitterness. Majorly of the fear of the unknown is more of the future. Am I parenting them well enough to be responsible adults? That is the major fear for me. Am I doing it right? Morally, biblically, educationally, lesson wise, reading wise, playing wise, socializing wise? Am I taking the right steps and right decisions for them to be responsible adults? That's just the major thing. And I
fair.
have spoken to myself, done my own introspection, and they just said it's normal for me to feel like that, that
Yeah, it is normal.
everything will be
In
fine.
fact, you're not the only one. I'm sure even families that have both parents, they still have that fear. They have that fear too. They have that struggle of, am I doing the right thing? Am I training them right? Am I raising them well? So you're not the only one. It's a normal fear that most parents have actually, even those with both parents. And I think even a responsible father should have that kind of a fear too. Am I doing the right thing? Am I raising my kids to be responsible people in the society? So it's not just you. Anyway, thank you so much. I think we've come to the end of it. But before we go, what would be your advice to struggling parents, struggling single parents out there who are having all these doubts that you have, who has all these fears that you have, who are going through stigmatization? We still have people that have like 6 month old as a child. So what advice would you give them from your own experience? At least you've been doing this yourself for the past 10 years, which I think we need to give you accolades. Like kudos to you.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you. I've become a single parent right from the onset, and the
Mm-hmm.
only philosophy that works for me is taking it one day at a time. Don't juggle everything together. Take it one day at a time. I did exclusive for my twins for 3 months, and it was not funny. We've gone to wash houses together. We have gone to the worst state of our emotions, but we take it one day at a time. Like I woke up this morning, I was feeling a little bit down, but this is me in the evening. Tomorrow, take it one day at a time, and don't be pressured. Don't be pressured on anything. And another thing I will tell you is that no matter how difficult it is, if it is not that you are going to school or you have a very Achillean work schedule, handle your children by yourself. Don't go and dump them with somebody. And no, you will hate yourself in the future because what you think you are doing for them for good is going to bite you at the back. If you're drinking Gary, drink it with your children in your one room. Have a good plan. So, like, just juggle everything together and just take it one day at a time. There is no timetable to this thing. It works for A, it will not work for B. It works for B, it will not work for C. Just take it one day at. And another major thing is it: forgive yourself. Heal, heal completely. Because if you do not forgive and heal, there is a subtle way you can transfer aggression towards these innocent children, and which is not going to be good for them. So you need to forgive yourself, you need to heal, you need to talk yourself out of regret of being a single parent. And majorly, most people that feel this terrible are people that make this mistake twice. If you make it twice, that does not make you a failure. Forgive yourself and just ensure that love will find you in the way you want it, either for relationship or even for support. Because I really gained a lot of support online from friends, from everybody coming to support me morally, financially. And it is because they saw me as hardworking and all of that. So make sure people find you doing something worthwhile. You will definitely get support and talk out. Don't go into depression. Don't shout on these children. Don't beat them for what they do not know anything about. And also make sure you have a support system. Find a circle of community where there are single parents. This is where you find your healing. This is where you find people that understand your struggle and they will not stigmatize you. And everything will be fine. Trust me. Everything will be
Wow,
fine.
wow. Thank you so much, Defunke. Thank you so much. There you've had it. I really don't have anything to add to it because she just said it all. She just said it all. Thank you so much, Defunke. So for every single parent out there who is going through one struggle or the other right now, I'm just going to say you're doing well. You're doing your best. You're doing the best you can do, and you will be fine. You will be fine. I've not been in that shoe before, so I really can't say a lot. I can't say much, but Defunke has covered everything. She has told you to. You need to be intentional about your health. You need to be intentional about the children themselves, and you need to just take it a day at a time. Don't take on too much in a day. Space yourself, and at the end of the day, you will smile through it all. Okay. So thank you once again, Defunke. Thank you all for joining. That's our show for today. And we'll be coming your way next week with my story. Someone is going to come share a DV story. I know that like it's a lot of stories that cuts you so deep actually. So we'll see you next week. Unfortunately, I can't do giveaway because I'm not online. I don't know who is online. I don't know who contributed. I don't know who commented or who said one thing or the other. But we'll do a giveaway next week, hopefully. I think after this Mark Zuckerberg crash, a lot of things is still going on with Instagram. So hopefully by next week, everything is fixed. So we'll see you next week. And until then, my name is still Odun. I'm still your friend. Thank you so much, Defunke. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your efforts. And thank
You're
you for your
welcome, ma'am.
vulnerability with us. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. So see you all next week. My name is still Odun. I'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.